Hi.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Knock Knock Hi with the Glauc. Here I have Kristen Flannery, also known as Lady Glauc.
Right, and you are Will Flannery, also known as Dr. Glauc.
Welcome to an episode of Glauc Talk. We just talk about
Right?
life.
Yeah.
Before
we start, I feel like
What's on our minds?
we have to address the skeletons in our closet.
How many skeletons do you have in your closet?
Well, Gerald's right there over my shoulder.
It's my skeleton. I own him.
Well, we co-own him. What's mine is yours. What's yours is mine.
Okay. So that's not
Actually,
technically.
what's yours is mine. What's mine is mine.
Well, if we both know about it, it's not a skeleton in the closet.
For those who are just listening, they're like, "What are you talking about?"
We like to pose our new. We have this new skeleton that is featured in the background of our episodes. If you're seeing on YouTube, and
I put him in the closet.
We dress him up. We put different props on him. Put him in the closet. Out of the closet.
I just really wanted to make that dad joke.
Yeah, that's good. I know you did very well.
You love a good dad joke. What better way to start this podcast? Put you in a real good mood.
It's good, especially today. I'm recovering. I had a cross country trip over the weekend.
Yeah, I don't know how you do that. You do this fairly regularly, where you will fly all the way across the entire country, West Coast to East Coast, and we're like on the edge of the West Coast, no less. And you do that one day.
The coast, you mean? The coast of the coast?
Yeah, like we're not just like over in the West.
Sure.
We're like almost falling off the continent out here.
Portland, Oregon, yes.
So all the way across the entire country, you do that in one day. You go to bed. You inevitably get in very late because there's a 3-hour jump ahead to the East Coast.
I hate flying east.
And then you get up
worst.
at like, I don't know, 5 or 6 in the morning on the East Coast.
Yeah.
So that's 2 or 3 in the morning, according to your body.
It's terrible.
And then
sucks.
you give a keynote.
So,
and then you get on a plane and you turn around and come back all in just like 2 days. It's too much.
Yeah, I spent 11 hours in Charleston, South Carolina over the weekend.
And then like how many hours getting there and back?
Yeah, like 6 more hours.
A lot
traveling.
of hours.
But I don't like traveling.
It can't be good for your body.
Oh, it's terrible for my body.
Yeah.
But like the thing is, when you travel to the East Coast, what I've found is that I am going to be up until like 1 or 2 a.m. anyway.
You can't just like get there at 11 p.m. and fall asleep because that's 8 o'clock.
So then I was like, why am I trying to arrive on the East Coast like earlier or like the day before, or just, why don't I just
Are you
work?
about to say that you're going to try to fly there the day of?
No. Why don't? Well, I've been thinking about doing more red eyes.
Oh, a red eye. But here's the thing. What if something happens and you get delayed or the flight gets canceled?
We don't think about that. We just.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the airline industry.
You cannot think about it, but it's still going to happen sometimes.
I think the airline industry is known for always being punctual.
Very reliable, that industry.
So I don't know.
Customer friendly.
It's just like because I can function really well in the short period of time. Like it's the next day.
You can stay up for a long time.
So the next, and that's part of what medical training like helps you with. But even I haven't lost that yet, even though I'm an ophthalmologist. But if I did get like very little sleep the night before something, the next day I can function pretty well that day.
Right, you're on the adrenaline at that point.
And then it hits me the day after.
Right, when you get home.
Which is fine. Like I'll go, I'll be on, I'll be funny, I'll do my talk, and then I can just like crash, and then you guys have to bear the brunt of that.
Exactly. There it is. Mm-hmm. You said it, not me.
But here's the thing that is, I think, unique to medical conferences that I find particularly challenging about what I do specifically when I go and talk to a group of people.
Mm-hmm.
Medical conferences love starting at like 7:30 in the morning.
Medical and education. Same thing.
Well, maybe it's everybody.
Teachers are used to getting up real early too.
Yeah, maybe it's just everybody. Like conferences in general,
maybe
they just start.
They have a lot to get in there.
And the thing is, and I've learned a lot about like the dynamics, like during doing a keynote and audiences and everything. It's very obvious obviously the organizers for the conference, they put the keynote, bam, first thing,
Right.
because they want people in the door.
Right.
They want people to get there as early as possible, because then people would be like, oh, well, there's this
Once you're
talk.
there, you may stick around.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they need people to be in the exhibit halls
Mhm.
like early,
Right.
right off the bat. They need people there. They need people seeing the signs and the advertisements and things, because that's what helps pay for the conference.
Right.
Like it or not, the money to like rent out
It's
McCormick
capitalism,
Place
baby.
in Chicago,
Right.
like that's money's got to come from somewhere, and it's going to come from the exhibit hall. So they need people getting there early. My issue, not really an issue, it's something I've figured out, is like I have to make these people laugh at 7:30 in the morning.
Right. That's what they hire you for. Is
People
some funnies.
when I go to a conference, I'm like people expect to hear jokes, and that's I have done that to myself. Like that's
Right.
that,
That's what you are.
that's what I do, right? And so it is sometimes a particular challenge though, because how many of
People aren't
you
real ready to laugh.
how many of you are ready for comedy as
Mhm.
soon as you like 30 minutes after you wake up in the morning? Because I've seen what some of you look like coming into conferences at 7:30 in the morning.
Hmm.
A bit rough. I mean, you just traveled, you
Yeah.
know? It's
Might not be in your time zone.
it's challenging. The hardest thing is is those East Coast, because the West Coast people, like if it's a big national conference, they're zombies. You know,
Yeah.
you're not functional at
Right.
that hour coming from the West Coast to the East Coast. But it's a little bit better on the West Coast early morning, because all those East Coast people
Right.
are
They're like raring to
they're
go. It's like midday for them.
they're absolutely ready. So I don't know. It's just, it went well. That great crowd. There's a bunch of oncologists,
Mhm.
and they got good sense of humor in oncology.
Yeah. It's another one of those you got to laugh so you don't cry kind of specialties that they do.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. All right, I think people are probably tired of my complaining about trying to make people laugh at 7:30 in the morning.
Yeah. I'm not sure how relatable it is, but
Have I ever made you laugh at 7:30 in the
oh,
morning?
God, no. I don't know if
Wow, we've been
anyone
married.
is capable of making me laugh at 7:30 in the morning.
We've been
You've seen
married
me in
how
the
many
morning.
years? Oh, I know. I know. You are dead to the world.
Yeah.
You are
I am in
barely
physical
alive.
pain because it is morning.
Maybe that'll be like my goal in life. Maybe just once, if I like, I'm wondering what the earliest I've ever made you laugh.
Oh
It's got to
boy.
be probably like 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Yeah. No, doing this podcast, I laugh.
That's
That's we're
okay.
usually recording in like mid morning
All
is
right, so
about when I
about
turn on.
so 11 a.m.,
10,
10:30.
11.
Okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
I think I'll pat myself on the back for that.
Yeah.
All right, let's I have a couple of little segments for us to do. Let's take a quick break.
Okay.
Today's episode is brought to you by the DAX Copilot from Microsoft. To learn about how DAX Copilot can help you reduce burnout and restore the joy of practicing medicine, stick around after the episode or visit aka.ms/knockknockhi. Again, that's aka.ms/knockknockhi. All right, we're back. So, Kristen,
Yes.
let's do a little why is it like that?
Why is it like that?
Why is it like that? Where you take some random thing that is at least somewhat associated with healthcare
Mhm.
that is a bit confusing, and you're not sure why it's like that,
Mhm.
and you ask me to explain
'Kay.
why it is in fact like that.
Okay, I have one. That's
Okay,
a good one.
what do you got?
Why is it that you and I think other doctors as well.
Mhm.
I'm not sure about other types of healthcare professionals, but you are very, very weird about wearing your scrubs in public. Like if you have to go, we're parents of school age kids. You have to go straight from work to like a soccer game or something. Like if I'm in my work clothes, I would just show up in my work clothes, but you will not do that. You will not just come from work in scrubs and then participate in the regular world without changing your clothes first. I find that odd. Scrubs are really
Okay.
comfortable.
Yes.
And
Okay.
is
This is a
it
good one. This is
like
a
you
good
don't
one.
I don't know. I don't get it. Tell me.
Yeah, because I do that. Like even like if there have been times when I'm coming home from work, you have asked me to stop at the store.
Yes, even just, like, run in and get a gallon of milk or something,
And I've
like,
done
just
it. I've
real
done it a few
quick.
times, but I feel very self-conscious
Yeah,
about
I don't get it.
being in there with like in scrubs.
Why?
Because I guess scrubs are thought of as dirty, as contaminated, as full of like I am just covered in some kind of like infectious diseases and other people's DNA.
Mhm.
Like
Well,
that's the assumption. That's what people
can
think.
I tell you something?
What?
People don't think that. Only people in healthcare think that.
Good point. Good
Your
point. So we're
regular
like just policing ourselves.
Yes, you are.
It has nothing to
I
do with
see
the
someone
general
out in
public.
scrubs, I'm like, "Oh, they're a healthcare
It
worker.
doesn't bother you
They
at
came
all.
from work."
It doesn't bother you at all.
No, I thought you were gonna say that maybe you were self-conscious about making it seem like you're, like, showing it off that you're a doctor or something, like, "Oh, I'm wearing my scrubs in public." That's what my guess
Do
is.
you feel like that? Do you feel like it's showing
No, I
off?
was just trying to find that's the only thing I
Yeah.
could come up with why someone might be so weird about
No,
it.
no. I think, and the thing is, for me personally, as an ophthalmologist, my scrubs are never
Yeah.
they're never any more dirty.
Pristine.
They're they're never. One time, I got a little pink tinged something on the pinky of my glove during
Oh,
a surgery.
dear.
I had to document that blood loss on
Not
the
even
chart.
measurable.
But in general, like my scrubs are no more dirty than like
Your jeans
anybody
in fact, your
else's work
normal clothes,
clothes.
I guarantee you, your normal clothes are way dirtier than your scrubs.
Some
Because you
probably,
normally would be wearing, like, gym
yeah,
clothes. That's just
true.
your go-to I'm out in the
And
world clothing.
so I think it's my own personal neuroses that a lot of my fellow healthcare professionals, physicians feel because the yeah, it doesn't
Also,
really
like, grocery stores are dirty. Think of how many people are in there. Like,
yeah,
the world is a dirty place.
yeah.
I don't know why your scrubs are any dirtier than the rest of it. I mean,
It's a
sure, if
valid
you were,
point.
like, seeing patients that had, like, really contagious diseases or,
I think
you were
that's the
just covered
thing.
in blood or something,
Well,
obviously, you don't go out in those.
so I think there's certainly a difference in like me who might be wearing like, brand name scrubs that are nice scrubs
Right,
that costs like, $50 for a scrub
right.
top or
It's
something.
basically just a work
It's
uniform.
a work uniform. There's a difference between that and outpatient medicine where honestly, I don't even need to be wearing scrubs
Yeah,
versus someone who's working in a hospital where there are a ton of really bad things in hospitals.
yeah.
There are patients, with respiratory infections, and there are patients with C. difficile colitis
Mhm.
who are pooping 30 times a day, and you're walking into those rooms, and so there's definitely a difference. My problem is like I don't think people in my mind people won't see that difference and they'll just assume that I'm
No, let me tell
dirty.
you something, as a member of the general public, that is not the case. Nobody thinks about that.
But here's also the deal. And this again, we're just we're doing this to ourselves.
Yeah.
But I certainly like look kind of funny at people who like okay, here's an example. On this
Just
trip
say it out loud.
to
You judge
Charleston.
them.
I a little bit. A little bit. This trip to Charleston,
Yeah.
I saw somebody wearing scrubs in the airport.
Okay.
Like, why do you need to do that?
Because 'Cause they're really comfy travel clothes?
No, no, no.
That's
There's no, and these were like the classic cheap
like hospital.
hospital scrubs. Like, there's a
Mhm.
difference between the scrubs I wear, which are like nicer scrubs,
Mhm.
versus the paper thin, like crappy greenish
Yeah, yeah.
hospital scrubs.
Mhm.
And I've seen people out in public at the airport going on a trip wearing
Maybe
that.
they had to run straight from work. Maybe their mother is dying and they're flying to say their last goodbyes.
But probably not. I don't
You never
know.
know.
And also, I see it a lot with like pharma and industry reps.
Okay, again, not dirty.
But they might be. That's the thing. We don't know. They're probably not ophthalmologists.
Just walking through the hallways not even the hallways.
Maybe
They're
it's
not making it past the lobbies or the conference
what
rooms.
if it's a gastroenterologist?
Again, I say, if you have bodily fluids
But
or output on your
microscopic. It's
clothing,
microscopic. You might not see it. You might not
you
see it.
put your everyday clothing under a microscope, it's going to have all that stuff. Put it under a black light. You can see a
It's
lot of
not
it
going
with
to
your
have
own
C. diff
eyes.
colitis.
Never know.
Not
What
gonna
have
have,
you been
it's
doing?
not going to have tuberculosis.
Okay, maybe not. But okay, so let's assume that there is something on there, okay?
Okay.
How likely is it that you will spread that something to others and they will be afflicted by the disease associated with it?
Very low chance that
Yeah.
that would happen.
Uh-huh.
But we're also, especially on in an airport, like you're enclosed in a metal tube.
Yeah, I'm just
with
saying it
100
matters
other
what you
people.
were doing before that. Like you can't just make a blanket no scrubs in public.
So you're wanting a randomized control trial.
No, I just saying if you've been around horrible diseases that are able to be spread by you wearing your scrubs, then
Yeah.
don't wear your scrubs. Otherwise, who cares? They're comfy.
So there's a couple of scrubs related arguments that are constant in medicine. Like there are a lot of people that feel like you. They're like, it's not really that big of a deal.
Yeah.
There are other people that are more on my side of things. Are like, just change your clothes.
Are those people all germaphobes?
Just change your clothes. No, I don't know. Maybe not.
It's a genuine question.
All right, let's hear.
If it's really an actual, like, probable scenario, a reasonable amount of chance that you are going to spread something to someone, then sure. What I'm questioning is it?
We need a hospital doctor to weigh in on this.
Or a
to get their perspective.
microbiologist.
So let's get our audience on this. You guys, let us know.
We need to do a poll.
Email us, knock@human-content.com. We want to hear what you guys think about this debate. Are scrubs out in public in a non-healthcare setting okay? Because I say, like, just change your clothes.
Okay, but if that's the question, then there has to be like a yes, no, and then a third option that's like depends on what you've been exposed to in those scrubs.
There's a true medical, like, emergency, like you got to get somewhere. Sure, I see it, but I don't think that's the reason why most people are
I'm just saying, if
scrubs.
I ask you to stop at the store and get a gallon of milk after you've been sitting in a cushy air conditioning building all day doing, I don't know what, looking at people, then I think that's fine.
Sometimes I have to open up a chalazion, a sty in the clinic, and then there might be a possible chance that a small drop of blood could end up on me.
Worse things end up on you here at home.
Okay, you're probably about right. Yeah, I think Milo's probably gotten worse things on me.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Between him and the children.
He threw up on me once.
Me too.
Yeah. I was trying to...
You sent me a condolences card after he threw up on me.
I did do that.
Because you weren't here, and so I had to deal with it. And that violates our deal for getting a dog. You are supposed to take care of all responsibilities and messes.
There's that moment of sheer panic when... I swear, okay, here's a good idea. Here's a really good idea for an alarm clock.
Okay.
It's just the sound of a dog dry heaving. Because there is nothing, not even a page, not a code blue. There is nothing that has gotten me out of bed faster than that sound the dog makes. Nothing. And all of a sudden, our dog weighs 65 pounds. I have enormous strength immediately after waking up.
You can get him to any hard surface.
I will get him off of of carpet, of rugs so fast.
Yep.
Onto hardwood, or even better, outside. One time I didn't make it though, and I did get all over myself. So anyway.
My favorite Milo mess story, I don't know, maybe this is too gross for people, but I'll just make it really short. It was when you came home after it's either like a really long day of work or I think maybe even a trip or something. And you were just like really tired, want to come in, see your kids, just like have a relaxing day. And you walk in and it's like a war zone of diarrhea all over our house. That was the first thing you saw when you walked in the door. And it was everywhere.
That was a terrible...
He had like horrible bloody colitis,
It
and it
was
was
bad.
awful.
It was bad. And you know
But
what? I wouldn't have worn those clothes out
sure,
to the
I would
airport.
agree with you on that one. We're in agreement there.
Okay. Speaking of bloody poop,
Great.
should we talk? Let's do healthcare news real quick, should we?
Okay. Can't
Because
wait.
I feel like this happens at a lot of different of the locations for the Olympics, where there's always like stuff about like the natural body of water
Mhm.
that certain events are taking place, like the
Mhm.
triathlon
Okay.
is like just
Polluted or something.
polluted.
Yeah.
I know the same thing happened in Rio at the Rio Summer Olympics, which was like 2016 or I
Mhm.
think something. And it ended up not being that big of an issue. Well, the same thing's happening in the Seine River. And they do like these checks, and it's like whether or not the E. coli levels are
Oh boy.
too high for people to swim in.
How in this day and age do we still get E. coli in the rivers where we also get our drinking water?
I I mean, we have like filtration systems that will keep us from dying of dysentery.
Yeah. So I guess after you take it out of the river, you clean it. But like people go in the river.
Yeah, maybe they shouldn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's just a quick little update on what's been going on in the Olympics.
E. coli
Yeah, people
infested.
are very concerned about the
Are
triathletes.
people getting sick?
There was a video. This is like just the perfect encapsulation of misinformation on social media. There was a video of the triathletes coming across the finish line. I think they were triathletes coming across the finish line, and like one of them, they like look exhausted because they just ran a triathlon,
Mhm.
but also a couple of them were like throwing up.
Well,
And
it could
so
also be because they just ran a triathlon.
I think it was just because because I've been in that. As an athlete who's played sports, like I have
Yeah. You
been
get to where
so
you're
tired to
right.
the point where I have to throw up.
Right.
It happens.
It
And
does.
so that's what was happening, but people were attributing it to the
Yeah.
fact that they swam in a poop infested river.
Right. Well, I guess by the time this comes out, we shall know whether anyone got E. coli related problems.
Yeah, that does remind me. I do have a video I need to record. By the time this airs, people have probably seen it by now. That means I have to do it because I've talked about it.
Oh.
Infectious disease goes to the Olympics.
Oh, this is a good
There's a
topic
lot
for
to
that.
do there. There's a lot.
Yeah.
I could do the Seine
Mhm.
E. coli stuff.
Olympic Village, maybe?
The Olympic Village, Spirochete City, syphilis, maybe little.
Syphilis is making a comeback, you know?
So I don't know. What else? What other infectious diseases? I'm sure there's like Olympic mat related things, staph
Ew.
infections. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Wonder what the cleaning protocols are.
I'm sure they're very stringent.
Yeah. I don't know.
And I'm sure the people that are working there and the cleaning, they're not wearing their clothes home.
That's fine with me.
Right?
I guess.
See?
It depends. Although it depends.
You shouldn't wear the scrubs.
If
home.
you're cleaning the wrestling mats or whatever.
Well, you can wear them home. You shouldn't wear them other places.
Oh, so your family can have it. Thanks.
Because I do wear my scrubs home.
Jeez.
Every day.
Yeah, and you don't take them off when you get here either. It's not like you wear them home and then change immediately.
All right, so
You see what a hypocrite you are.
I do. It's now dawning on me that I am very hypocritical on this issue because I do every day wear my scrubs home.
And then hug your children.
The same scrubs I'm wearing right now, I will wear at work.
Yeah.
And I will hug everybody.
Yeah. So I'm just saying. I think this is an
you got
issue
a
that's
point.
mostly in your head.
I'm not coming out very good here.
But I don't know. Maybe our audience also largely healthcare workers. Maybe this is a healthcare worker, non-healthcare worker divided issue. I don't know.
It might be. All right, let's take one more break. Hey, Kristen.
Yeah.
Would you rather have like 1,000 Demodex mites on your eyelid or just one of these little guys?
I will have one of those, please.
Because they're so cute?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at them, little eyes, and they
I
got their
know.
feet, and they're just
They're
kind of
soft,
just
but-
crawling all over your body.
Are there really 1,000 Demodex mites on eyelids?
Oh, I don't know. Probably not that many.
Okay.
But they can be numerous.
Yeah.
And they can cause Demodex blepharitis.
Yeah, I don't think I want that.
Yeah, you get like red, itchy, irritated eyelids, flakiness,
Yeah.
crustiness. Yeah, they can cause some itching.
fun.
Yeah, it's not real fun. but you shouldn't get grossed out by it. I can look at your face and tell you're a little grossed out by this.
I don't want that.
Don't get grossed out. Don't get freaked out. Get checked out.
Okay.
All right. To find out more, go to eyelidcheck.com. Again, that's EYELID check.com to get more information about these little guys and Demodex blepharitis. Okay, we are back for more Glauc Talk. I feel like all of these Glauc Talk episodes end up with like
Me being right.
me just figuring out like I'm doing something wrong. Dang. It's like a
Well, you could bring something that you think I'm doing. You could do a Why Is It Like This Kristen edition.
Okay. Well, actually, maybe we'll get somewhere right now. So let's do a little game called personality disorder.
Okay.
All right. Where we each choose one thing about the other person that if they had a magic wand and would be able to change like overnight.
Okay.
It's like just a different thing. Just change it. Just like that. Okay.
Okay.
It could be anything. It doesn't have to be personality, like a personality trait. It could be something you don't like that you can change it and all of a sudden you like it. It could be something like that.
But not biological.
Like you wish I had straight hair or something?
No.
Or I instead of having like luscious full hair all over my head that you would prefer for my hair to age
Well,
like it's not doing right now.
Good thing you can't see the back. But it's interesting to me, speaking of personality disorders, that the first thing you go to there is hair and your vanity when you have had biological.
You mentioned biological.
And you have had 2 rounds of cancer and a cardiac arrest.
Well, those already happened though.
But you still have effects, especially from the cancer.
No.
That would be the thing. I would wish for you that you didn't need hormone replacement.
Okay, well that counts. That's fair. But we can't go back in time.
I'm not. You still need that forever.
True. Okay. So that would be fair game.
But that's biological. It's not really a personality. It affects your personality.
It does. You know what? I will allow anything. Just interpret it how you will. Okay.
Just got to know what the boundaries are here.
That's fine.
All right.
No
There's
boundaries.
So many to choose from.
We don't have any boundaries between us. We are both open books to each other.
I don't know if that's true exactly.
Your book is just like 1,000 pages long, and mine's
some
like
people are complex, and some people are
like Curious George.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So should I go first?
Okay.
I would change your competitiveness.
Oh boy.
I honestly wish you were more competitive.
That's of all the things that you could do to make my life better.
Wait. To make your life better?
Yeah.
Oh, is that what we're doing?
If you change, that's where my mind went, was like, how can I make life easier for you?
Oh, okay.
Jeez. Oh my goodness.
I thought I set up the game as like, what would you like to change to make your life better?
No, you didn't. You just said change one thing. You didn't say for what purpose.
Okay.
So we each interpreted that to make your life better. And I think that says everything that people need to know about this relationship.
Okay.
Are there any marriage and family therapists out there?
Listen. We could do it. I love you, first of all. Second
Clearly.
of all right. So we've talked about this before, though. You can change your answer, by the way. I'm a very competitive person. Would you like? I mean, it's hard for you. You don't even know what it feels like to be competitive. You don't even know, like,
not really.
So, like, do you even know I'm competitive? Because it's like
yes, because it's obvious.
Okay, so you're aware that I do have a competitive nature.
Anyone who's met you for
right. So, I think it would be fun. That's all it is.
Okay.
if you had a competitive side. Any kind of competition, like, in you.
You don't think it's fun that you can win everything because I don't care?
No, because it's like how it is not fun to play a game, like a board game
You're
or
right, it's
video
not
games.
fun to
No,
play a board game.
because you're just like in your mind, you're like, why am I
What's the
doing this?
point?
What's the point of playing Guess Who?
Mhm.
I don't care if I win. Like, that's no
Who
fun.
did what anyway? Why are we guessing
That,
it?
that is so not fun to play games with someone like that. Because
Well, I can grant you that. I'm not disagreeing.
because also the other thing would be like, I enjoy watching sports, and I feel like if you had a little bit of competitiveness in you, you would be more interested in watching sports with me.
I don't know, because I could
I
be
really do.
competitive about all sorts of things. Still not interested in
But you're not competitive
sports.
about anything. I really do
Mm.
think, I think it would generate interest in sporting activities for you.
I have
In like
participated in
sports and
sporting
like fandom.
activities,
I know you
and
have.
my very dearest, fondest hobby was a sports activity, gymnastics.
Did you enjoy competing though? You enjoyed doing it.
I enjoyed doing it.
You never competed.
I did
Or you
compete.
did compete, but you didn't.
I did competitive gymnastics for 10 years.
Was the competition important to you though? Do you
Um,
remember feeling
it was only important to me in terms of, like, the medals, I don't even know what I did with them, like,
that's
who
what I'm
cares?
talking? Okay,
But
that's what I'm talking
it
about.
was important to me in terms of people's expectations of me. I felt like I had to live up to expectations.
So you had no internal drive
No,
to compete.
not really. I mean, it was a fun. I got to go do gymnastics for a day. And it's kind of, like, interesting almost from, like, a data perspective to just see, like, okay, where am I in relation to other people? But it was more just, like, an observation than anything else. Just like,
I-
okay, that's interesting. Because then you gotta figure out, like, what are the things that are available to me in life or not available to me? So I took it in that way of like, okay, I'm pretty good at this. See what I can do with that.
Your brain is just fascinating. It's just unbelievable.
I don't know what to tell you.
How does
I think it is stressful to be as competitive as you. It looks very stressful. You spend
it's
most of your time twirling your hair and, like, muttering under your breath and turning red or pacing or even having to leave the room if it's a really close thing that you care about. Like, that what about that sounds fun?
but then if your team wins or you win, the feeling you have of
Is
like
that what it takes for you to be able to feel happiness?
no, I feel happiness about a lot of things, but I feel a lot of happiness when my team wins. Like,
But why?
but I do recognize like
What's so great about
and
your team
we
winning?
are so far ends of the spectrum.
Mm.
It would be cool if we were a little bit closer. Maybe that includes me being a little
I
bit
was
less
gonna say
competitive
that's 2 directions.
because like when I played competitive ultimate, like I was really good defender
Mhm,
and I really relished the thought that what would get me
mhm.
like really
Pumped
amped
up.
up and pumped up was looking across the field at who I was going to be guarding. And I would think to myself, I want to make sure this person does not have any fun today.
Well, that's just rude.
Those are the things you do when you're a competitive, crazy person.
You are a crazy person. Like, I feel
But it
bad
helped,
for someone that has to
but it
play
did,
with someone like you.
but it ended up, I was really good. And I think it did help me to have that kind of mindset. And
Okay,
so,
and then where has that gotten you in life exactly, being really good at ultimate frisbee and making sure no one else had fun?
well, that was just my opponent.
Yeah.
Uh, what
Did
did it,
that
I have
how do you feel about that today?
amazing memories. I have skills that I can pass on to my children. I know what
To
it's
what
like.
end?
I know what it's like to how to succeed with a team of people.
So do I.
I know.
I have worked
I
collaboratively.
also
I would argue I am more
okay.
collaborative.
I know what it feels like to put a lot of work into something, realize a goal, and feel
And you think
success.
competition is the only way to do these things?
It's not the only way.
Right.
It's the way that
I've
I've done
done
them.
all those things
You
in other
asked,
ways.
you asked, what have I gotten out of this? And
Yeah.
those are the things I've gotten out of it.
But then you had to go and ruin someone else's day in order to get them, and I
They
just was
recovered.
doing my own thing.
Well, I can't control whether or not I actually ruined their day. I said
But
I
that
was
was
going
your
to try.
goal.
That was my goal, but whether or not I succeeded, I will never know. I just know if I
But
beat
then
the
you have that juju inside of you.
Yeah, look.
I like to ruin my opponent's day. It's no way to live.
All right, what's yours? Do you have something for me?
Oh, something I could change. Well, I have a few other things since we started this conversation.
Fair enough.
Um,
I just want you to want to win at Scrabble. That's all. Is that too much to ask?
yes. YES.
It's like
It's not a
if we
very
would
good Scrabble
finish a
word.
game of Scrabble, you just let's say you won on a last second, like 30-point word. You'd be like, finally, this is over.
Yeah, exactly. I could go get
I
something to eat now.
do not understand that mindset. Okay, anyway, we're off of it. Next.
I don't think you will ever be off of it. I think you will.
Oh,
We will
man.
be old
Okay.
and shriveled, and you will still be on my case about this.
I at least have one daughter who has my level of competitiveness, which is fun. So
And I will strive to beat that out of her.
I know you do. I know you do. And that's a whole nother topic that we need to bring up with our next psychiatrist who's coming on the show. All right.
Well, besides making you less competitive,
Mm-hmm.
I think I would make, and maybe this is related, but I would change your like perfectionism
Mm. Okay.
because it is so high that it distorts your view of reality. Like you are genuinely convinced that this is the way things are when in fact they are not.
Okay. That's fair.
Because you are
That's true.
you took the MCAT and you were totally convinced that you had just thrown away your entire future, your whole career as a doctor, the chance
Yep.
of ever even
It's
being
done.
one,
I was done.
and that you were now worthless as a person, and the
You're putting
planet
putting
should
those words into my
throw
mouth.
you into the garbage and move along without you.
A little bit of embellishment there.
But it's not that. I wouldn't say
Okay.
so.
I wish I could.
And you made a very good score, and clearly you became a very good doctor. And that is one
But here's-
early example, but
Okay.
there have been many, 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 and it makes you anxious. It makes you a bear to be around. And it makes you feel like you have to do everything yourself because no one else can do it as good as you, which is not true. And it makes it hard for you to accept help, especially when you have a team.
Those are all very good points. But also, no, part of, I feel like it has helped me get to a certain place with things.
Sure, I
Like,
mean,
it
all
is-
of our pathologies can be
contributed-
used as fuel, but it doesn't mean they're good.
Like, I guess the question is, would I have gotten to the pinnacle of
I'm back on the competition.
the pinnacle of medical comedy?
It's such a high mountain to climb.
if
You should be so proud of
if
yourself.
I had not been so maniacally steered toward perfectionism.
I think probably sure.
Yeah,
It's a low bar to clear.
You're probably right. Okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. So more competitive for you, less perfectionist for me.
Yeah.
I
Which is
like this
probably also
exercise.
related.
This is good.
Yeah.
This is good.
Okay.
I think so. That we can talk about this and probably not have an argument about it later. I think it's good.
All
right.
Doesn't mean anything's going to change.
No,
but there we have
this
it.
is not about changing. We won't change at this point. Like this, like what on earth? How could I possibly make you more competitive? I think it's in your DNA. It's
Right.
it's in your name. Your parents aren't competitive at all. No, I guess
Uh-uh.
not. I
No.
don't see that
No one in
from
my
them.
family is a big competitor.
You've never
We're more
felt
we're more community,
you've never
collaborative.
felt like
We're a team. We all pitch
I wanna
in.
do this thing better than that person? You've
The
never
only no, I mean, the main way I feel competitive is it just against myself. Like I try to
God,
do better than before.
that's so healthy, and it
Well,
pisses me off. God. The
but
race is
that is the
long,
thing.
and in the end, it's only with yourself. That's the quote, right?
But that is the way that I am able to relate in any way to you on competitiveness is just like I do know what drive feels like.
Right.
And it's kind of similar to like I'm very high in drive.
Sure.
And I feel like
But for
competition and
self-improvement.
drive are like cousins. So I can
Yeah,
kind of get it.
okay.
But
Alright. Well,
yeah. I'm just
anyway,
a more
once again,
evolved
I come
person
to the
than you, I
conclusion
guess. I
that
don't
you're
know.
just amazing, and I'm a little gremlin idiot over here with
Well,
my terrible
wouldn't it make you feel happy to be married to someone that you think is amazing? Why are you saying it like that?
That's true. Thank you for marrying.
Jeez. Everything's always all about
Thank you for
you.
marrying me. Thank you for accepting all of this. This.
You make me out to be like this real.
I think for sure you're coming out better than me in this episode. So
Mm,
I think I really admire that you're able to drive yourself from from within
yeah.
just because you want to improve yourself. That's a extremely healthy way of thinking that I think all of us should do better at.
I wouldn't even call it a way of thinking, and I wouldn't always call it healthy. Like I just was born with this drive to
Mm,
achieve. I have a
right?
pathologically high need to achieve, and that
That
creates
can
its
be a
own
problem. That could
problems.
be
Yeah.
problematic a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, let us know what you guys think. Well, I think that just about does it for Glauc Talk today.
Yeah, now that we've told everyone
we've
all of our flaws.
I think people can relate to this. I know for a fact people can, especially in healthcare, but lots of other fields
Yeah.
as well. So we would love to know your thoughts about competitiveness, about anything we've talked about today. If you have other topics that you want us to fight about. Not even fight.
And marriage advice
Yeah, it's just you want us to unpack
that
with
we
each other.
clearly are doing so well.
You can email us, knockknockhi@human-content.com. You can also check out our social media platforms, hang out with us and our Human Content Podcast family on Instagram and TikTok at Human Content Pods. Thank you to all the listeners leaving feedback. We love those reviews. Subscribe and comment on your favorite podcasting app or on our YouTube channel at Glaucumfleckens, by the way. Go check it out. We just did a live recently.
Yeah?
Yeah, like
We
a couple,
did.
about a month and a half or so ago, we did a live. It was a lot of fun. On our new channel, try to get people interested and coming over and discovering us, and it was just fun to be able to answer questions and all that stuff. So check that out at Glaucumfleckens. Also, full video episodes are up every week on our YouTube channel. Check that out. We also have a Patreon, lots of cool perks, bonus episodes, react to medical shows and movies, hang out with other members of our little community, our little growing community here. Actually, a big community. We're like, are we a city now?
Oh, I don't know. Certainly a township.
Yeah,
I think we've moved up from village.
We started as unincorporated land.
Right.
And now we're like a small to medium-sized city. We're like Toledo. It's Patreon.com/ I've never even been to Toledo. What the hell am I talking about? Patreon.com/Glaucumflecken or go to glaucumflecken.com. Speaking of new Patreon community perks, shout out to all the Jonathans.
That's right.
Should we say them?
As always.
You've never said them.
Oh, well, you've never given me a chance.
Do you want to?
You've got a whole thing, though, that you do.
Patrick, Lucia C, Sharon S, Omar, Edward K, Stephen G, Jonathan F, Marion W, Mr. Granddaddy, Caitlin C, Brianna L, KL, Keith G, JJ H, Derek, and Mary H, Susanna F, Jenny J, Jenny J, Mohammed K, Aviga Parker, Ryan, Mohammed L, David H, Jack K, David H again, Gabe, Gary M, Eric B, Medical Meg, Bubbly Salt, and
Pink Macho. I will say, you say Aviga Parker Ryan as if that's one name, like LMNOP in the alphabet. Those are 3 separate people.
That's one of my favorite parts of the script there with all the names. Aviga Parker Ryan. I like it. and David H. Squared. I should just start saying that. Patreon roulette time. Random shout out to someone on the Emergency Medicine tier. Danielle G. Thank you, Danielle, for being a patron. And thank you all for listening. We're your hosts, Will and Kristen Flannery, also known as the Glauc Fleckens. Our executive producers are Will Flannery, Kristen Flannery, Aaron Courtney, Rob Goldman, and Shanti Brook, the one and only Shanti Brook. Our editor and engineer is Jason Portiza. Our music is by Omer Binsby. To learn about it, Knock High's program disclaimer and ethics policy, submission verification, licensing terms, HIPAA release terms, go to glaucandflecken.com or reach out to us at Knock High at human-content.com with any questions, concerns, or fun medical puns.
You know, it's not just the one and only Shanti Brook. It is Peabody and Emmy Award winner, Shanti Brook.
Are you serious?
Oh, how do you not know this?
I knew about the Emmy. Peabody?
Right? I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, we're going to have to...
Also,
I'm going to have to answer for this.
I think you will.
After we're done. Knock Knock High is a human content production.
Knock, knock, goodbye.
Hey, Kristen, you know I had to spend a lot of time doing yesterday after work?
What?
Clinical documentation.
Womp, womp.
It's terrible. Like not only just patient charts, like prior authorization paperwork, that paperwork that you don't even know that there was paperwork for. I mean, it's just there's
a lot of documenting.
So much documentation. You know, I really could have used
What?
The DAX Copilot from Microsoft.
That would have helped.
It would have just taken so much more off my plate. Honestly, can I give you some stats? This is pretty impressive. Yes. 90% of patients say their physician spends less time on a computer when they use DAX Copilot.
I believe that.
All right. Furthermore, I got more. 80% of physicians who use DAX Copilot say it reduces cognitive burden.
It's always good for you to think less hard.
Oh, man. I want to... No. Okay, I'm preserving my thinking for the more important things. And 62% of physicians say they are less likely to leave medicine or their organization.
That seems important.
It is very important. To learn more about how DAX Copilot can help you reduce burnout and restore the joy of practicing medicine, stick around after the episode or visit aka.ms/knockknockhigh. That's aka.ms/knockknockhigh. Thanks for watching the episode. You can find more on that playlist over there. If you prefer to listen or you just had your eyes dilated, you can binge full episodes wherever you get your podcasts. Or join the party over on Patreon, where you get early access episodes, hang out with us, get lots of exclusive bonus content. Help you subscribe, leave a comment below. Let us know what you think.